ECSports 22. I think this is our fourth episode, if I'm not mistaken. Danny, Ivan, Dion, what do we got today? New show, ready to go.
What do you know? I haven't heard that one in a while, Dion. I have not. It's been a busy week actually. NFL trade deadline really impacting not only the franchise in the NFL, the teams in the NFL, but our fantasy football teams. And as GMs, that impacts our bottom line as well. A lot of winners, some losers, a lot of and it was kind of a busy
All
trade
three of
deadline.
us lost this week, didn't we?
Yeah, we all took
I
L's.
believe so. Yeah.
My child.
I lost the worst record in the league.
Yeah. Ivan, who'd you lose to?
I lost to Drew.
Oh, well, that's not bad. He's
Whatever.
him and Dylan are like 7-1. I think Rick is the only. I think there's one guy that's 5-3. My barber, I actually beat him, and then Rick is 4-4, and then everybody else is like under 500.
Yeah, I'm 3-5.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Gonna be close.
It's gonna be close. Like going into the playoffs. Well, except for dude, if I lose to him this week, bro, I don't know, bro. I can't.
Like I said, the trade deadline could have made or broken you, Dion. And it was kind of a busy trade deadline day. This was like the NBA.
Yeah.
I felt like there was a trade every 30 minutes. It was like, what was going on?
Some trades, like
yeah, I was gonna say, what was the most impactful trade?
Because I was looking, I'm like, why is he playing the Bears? And I'm like, oh shit, he played for Miami. Like I had no fucking clue.
Oh, Bradley Chubb. See, that's one.
Jeff Wilson.
Oh, Jeff Wilson. I thought you said Bradley Chubb. But Bradley Chubb also went to the Dolphins. Jeff Wilson almost lost his job. Now is battling with Raheem Mostert in that backfield. That's going to impact you. But who do you guys think were like the biggest winners or biggest losers of the trade deadline?
I like. I'm a homer, just like you are. Even though your team disgusts me, since they were the only person in my parlay that fucked me. Like, how do you not score anything?
Don't ever bet on the Raiders. I've always told you this. Do not bet on the Raiders. How many times have I told you this? How many times?
Never bet on the Raiders.
They're so awful, bro. I bet on them.
They're literally the capital of gambling.
I did not bet on them last week when Ivan said that crazy shit about who beating them. They covered. Bro, like they fucked me in fantasy and betting.
Like, do not bet on the Raiders. Never do. Ever.
Kick. I think the Bears did okay. We got rid of some guys that, first of all, I explained this to everybody numerous times with GMs. If you didn't bring him with you, you don't give a fuck. I'm interested to see what they do with Justin, but everybody's like, oh my God, Roquan Smith. Bro, if Roquan Smith wins a defensive player of the year, do you think they're going to be like, oh yeah? No, they're going to be like, he was defensive player of the year, but you didn't bring him here. And that's just how teams are, bro. But, picking up my new player, thanks to Ivan, because I have to have a reason to watch the Bears. But picking up, why is his name leaving me that quick?
Claypool?
Chase Claypool.
Picking him up is something for Justin. At least he has some type of vision on the field to see what we can do.
Yeah, bigger target. He's a playmaker. He's all around a very good wide receiver. I think he was averaging 9.7 yards with the Steelers the first two seasons. So I think he's very explosive and could potentially be wide receiver one over Mooney if he gets the looks.
I think this opens up Mooney's game in a sense. Defensive attention. You're going to have, and he can work the slot too as a bigger slot guy, and he can play the outside. But when you have these two kind of these types of weapons on your teams, the main corner, they got to pick and choose. Defensive scheme got to pick and choose. If we're going to shut down Claypool this week, or is it going to be Mooney? And the weeks that it's not Mooney, you could see him go off. Because honestly, Darnell Mooney is a good route running wide receiver. He's got pretty good hands, good speed, good separation. He's just not getting looks as he was at the latter half of last year. So Claypool definitely opens up a lot of things in the field. I think another big winner was the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know
I was
how
just
they
about to say.
struggled within the division to get TJ Hawkinson. I don't know what Detroit's
Yep.
doing. I don't know what Dan Campbell is thinking and that
What
GM, that front office is thinking, getting rid of basically a top 6 tight end in the league.
Yep.
And
I look
giving
at
up
it like
giving
I
up
look
conditional
at it
picks
as
with that.
Yeah, he
Crazy.
gave up a 4th rounder and a conditional another 4th
It's
rounder. Yep.
crazy. It's crazy that they actually pulled the heist because this offense already kind of stacked with, Justin Jefferson, Thielen, KJ Osborne, Dalvin Cook, Madison, Kirk Cousins. Not a typical Kirk Cousins season this year. I don't think he's going to throw for over 30 touchdowns, but if you add on Hawkinson, that's just another threat.
Yep.
And the Vikings look legit. So this is just another win.
do the
Bradley
Vikings
Chubb,
look legit, or is that division just atrocious?
I think I think they look good. I honestly think that the Vikings look good. Everybody last week was betting on the Cardinals. They thought the Cardinals were going to come in to Minnesota and come out with a win. It's tough to beat Minnesota at home, especially Kirk Cousins at 1 p.m. Kirk Cousins at noon or 1 p.m. is unstoppable. Kirk Cousins in prime time, not so much. That's the biggest skeptic. That's their biggest weakness.
Yeah.
Prime time game.
Nervous.
I think the Arizona lore is like kind of faded, bro. They are who they are. They're what we see. Not to, quote Dennis Green, but I'm quoting him. It's just like they're just not good. And they don't have
Nope.
a really good rapport with each other. I mean, I remember me and Dylan saw Kyler Murray like cussing the coach out, like, get the fucking play in. Like, bro, it's just little stuff like that you look at, and it interests me how they're gonna like continue. Yeah, he got his money, but we all know that the player stays before the coach, and they haven't really done anything. So
He's too focused on Modern Warfare, man. He was waiting for that drop to happen.
What do you guys think of like the Bills adding on another weapon, Naeem Hines? That's another piece to add on to that offense. Just makes Josh Allen give him more options for that more explosive offense. But yeah, this trade deadline, the Ravens getting Roquan is huge. I know the Eagles getting Robert Quinn, huge. I know it was a couple weeks ago, San Francisco finally utilizing CMC in the way, like, there's been a lot of good moves. And honestly, with these ones, these are like game-changing, needle-moving moves. Christian McCaffrey added on to that offense. San Francisco, if Jimmy's right, San Francisco is looking like they're going to go to the NFC title game.
Yeah, they're scary. They're scary.
who has CMC? You? One of you?
I
two?
do.
Oh yeah.
I do.
Ouch.
We'll see how it goes. I'm actually playing Ivan this week, funny enough.
Yeah, I actually thought Calvin Ridley getting traded to the Jaguars was really funny because he literally bet the Atlanta Hawks to lose against the Jaguars, and now he's traded to the Jaguars. So I thought that was really funny.
Bro. Oh yeah, him moving on to a team actually that gives Jacksonville a nice number 1 receiver next year as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a good move. What team were you surprised that didn't make a move?
Green Bay. Yeah. Like, they could have went out for Odell or something, but like plenty of options out there, but they didn't make any move.
Well,
Did you hear about Claypool? Did you hear about Claypool almost going to Green Bay and the Bears last minute just sweetened the deal to get him? So that's a team that kind of disappointed me. The Rams didn't do much, and the Rams are usually active, but guess what? I think because they just don't have anything else to give at this point. And Cam Akers didn't get traded. It's very awkward now with how
he wants out. Yeah,
but they had traded him. That's the thing. That's great. And then Sean McVay saying that they're going to work up in the system again. Like, he doesn't want to be there. They don't make a move. Kansas City getting Kadarius Toney. That was another team that kind of shocked me. But and Green Bay didn't go for him either. But I think the teams that surprised me that didn't make a move for a playoff push, Rams and the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I agree.
What do we have for bets this week, guys? Before we get into World Series talk for NFL Sunday.
I got a couple here. I really like the Seahawks money line, even though the public may come in on that. I just don't understand why they're dogs still. They're really good. They're a really good team. When Pete Carroll and Gino are together as a duo, they're 8-3 as a ATS, which is pretty good. It's a pretty good ATS record. Yeah, that's one of my main locks there. I like Jacksonville money line. They're better as dogs rather than favorites, in my opinion, and that's on stat and paper. And then Rams also money line.
So you like Jacksonville coming from London and then playing a team with a pissed off Devontae Adams. Just
gut. I'm telling you, Ivan was at my house last week talking about, hey, bro, Houston, man. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about right now? Last week, and what happened?
I mean, they lost for sure. I was more kind of like pushing your little push there for you for Houston, but I mean, I still like Jacksonville here. They're at home. They just lost and obviously lost in London, and I just like their coach, Doug Peterson. That's all I really like to say over the Raiders that are up and down and stuff. So Jacksonville has actually kind of showed up.
My two-teamer this week that I was reading a stat. I was telling Ivan about it before we started up today. In the past 9 years, 9.5 point underdogs or higher hit the under. It's worked 85% of the time. I went with two teams.
Back that.
I went with two teams with double-digit spreads. I went under the 46 with Buffalo and New York, parlayed that with a Tennessee KC under 45.5.
How's that been working for you?
This is the first time I'm trying it. I heard the stat today. Literally heard the stat today. And I was like, it's very interesting.
That's the under is what?
So in the past 9 years, the under has hit 85% of the time when there is a game with a double-digit spread.
Dog.
So, and the reasoning behind it made sense. One team can either blow the doors off the other team, like a 40-3 finish or a 35-7, or the other team plays it tough. Defense steps up. They know they're double-digit dogs. The mental aspect kicks in, and then you see a grinded out game like a 20-17 or even like a 21-13.
Say the Bills-Jets.
Bills-Jets under 46, and then the Titans and Chiefs under 45.5.
So just want to back you up on that, just to give out this stat that the divisional unders, which is Green Bay, Detroit, Buffalo, New York Jets, Seahawks, and Arizona, their unders are 28-12. This is the best start for divisional unders in the last 20 years. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, y'all can.
Divisional games are tough. Everyone wants to beat the rival, so it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I'm going.
What about you? What about you, D?
I always go gut. You know that. The Bears, actually, believe it or not, outside of last week when they almost did with Dallas, they covered.
Wait, did they cover?
I said except for last week.
Oh, except for last week. I was like, what?
I took the Bears money line when everybody had everyone else against New England covered. And then I took who did they play the week before New England? I can't remember that quick, but they covered for me then. So they got Miami. What's the spread?
4.
Yeah, 4. So I'll probably alternate it a little, but their defense is a little iffy. So I'll probably stay away from that one now that I'm thinking about it with all of the trades. But obviously the Minnesota Commanders game with everything that's going on in Washington, that's a fucking like gut bust bet if I've ever seen it. They're up for sale because Snyder, they're being FBI investigated. The last thing they're thinking about is football, bro. So I look at stuff like that. And then
Jeff Bezos.
Is he trying to get him?
Him and
Jay-Z. Jeff Bezos and Jay-Z are trying to buy Washington Commanders. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. But and then the rest of the games are all like tough, bro. Like the Baltimore Saints game, based upon what they did, and the Raiders Jags, like you guys spoke about. Chargers, Falcons, they used to be a gimme. None of them are like gimmies based upon what Cincinnati did against the Browns. Like the only real gimme is this Minnesota game. You know what I mean? And then like who knows what the Jets defense is going to do against Buffalo, because Buffalo's had tough games outside of their blowout from Pittsburgh. They barely beat Kansas City. So it's just a lot of games that I'm like, should I?
What about, okay, how about this? If you had to bet right now, does Tom Brady bounce back and win this game against the Rams?
No.
Or is it's not a bounce back year? Brady is just going to go down, down, down. What do you think?
He's still the GOAT, but that's it, bro. I just don't think he has this
season's not for him.
Lineman. Mike Evans just is out there. Like it's a wrap, bro.
Do you think he throws over do you think he throws over under 1.5 touchdowns this week?
Wow.
You guys
he throws over.
Man, I can't count out the boy Brady because it's just Tom Brady. It's goddamn Brady. I can't. I'm gonna honestly just go out on a whim. 3 in a row. I've never seen Tom Brady lose 4 games in a row ever. Let alone 3, but 4. I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Over, brother.
I'm gonna take the Bucks, and I'm gonna go over.
Hey, remember we can bet for you. Stop doing that bullshit fantasy stuff. We can bet for you.
I'm looking at a book right now, but I'm taking the over on 1.5 touchdowns, and I would take the Bucks. I honestly think this is the week. If it's 1 week to prove something, it's against the defending Super Bowl champs, the team that knocked you out of the playoffs last year as well. I'm gonna take the Bucks.
So something to think about. Something to think about. It says with the Bucks, Brady is 0-3 straight up versus McVay.
They beat him in the Super Bowl. Oh, when he's with the Bucks.
Yes, when he was with the Bucks.
Okay, I was gonna say he beat him when he was with the Patriots. I'm taking the Bucks.
Okay.
I just can't see Tom Brady losing 4 games in a row. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
It's something that doesn't need to be overlooked at.
Yeah.
I'm just gotta look. Dion's got his gut pick. This is my gut pick. It just makes too much sense for it to go wrong.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's move on. World Series. I know the World Series going on right now as we speak, fellas. Crazy times in Philly. Am I right? Like, first the Philadelphia Phillies go for 5 home runs in the game, tying a World Series record. Then the next game, the Astros combined for a no-hitter. Is this one of the more exciting World Series you guys watched? And right now, currently, it's bottom of the 8th, 3-2. Phillies rallying. This is an exciting world. This is a crazy World Series, actually. This is fireworks.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the better World Series I've watched in my lifetime, just because of like the scoring aspect. It's just been literally what you said, fireworks. Like it's just home run after home run, no hitter after no hitter. It's just either or. It can go either or in the World Series. That's just how it works in baseball. Anything can happen in that.
Baseball has always been an exciting sport, but when you throw in home runs and no hitters and superstars and former Cubs, wink wink, it's always going to be something that makes people want to be in tune and watch it. So I like what Schwarber said in his interview. Like they were like, is this going to be a historic event? He's like, I don't give a shit about a no hitter, bro. They had great pitching tonight. We moved to the next. It's not like we're getting blown out or the series is done. So let's move past that. That's what we do.
The most wild stat I heard, and it made me think, as great as Justin Verlander is and will always be, I mean, he's one of the greatest pitchers I've ever seen. He's never won a World Series game. And this could be the game where he actually gets a World Series victory. They're up 3-2 right now, bottom of the 8th. Like I said, Phillies
I wouldn't count them out yet.
And that game 1 was crazy, how it went to extra innings. Game 2 just looked like Houston was going to dominate the series the way they were pitching. And then the home run barrage, man, the Broad Street Bombers, as they call them, are just going off. I still have my prediction as Phillies in 6. I can't change that now. Obviously, the game's already started. It's still bottom of the 8th. They have a chance. I'm still sticking with the Phillies. What about you guys?
I gave out that first game for Philly. That was I thought that was straight for me. That was gut. they had to come out hot in that first game, and and that's how they came to now. It's 2-2, and it's getting closer and closer to the end.
Like I said, I'm rolling with Dusty. I try to get my still, Cub fandom in as much as I can in the World Series as I can. Too many I cans, sorry. But yes, Dusty. Go Dusty.
Would you be mad if Schwarber gets another ring, former Cub?
Oh, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I love Schwarber. Schwarber is yeah.
It is what it is,
And it's
he deserves it.
Before
end of the eighth,
we
actually 3-2 going to top of the ninth.
ouch. Before we lock in, we got a couple of minutes left. I was talking to a friend or two. Actually, I was talking to the boys today. With the Jake Paul fight, I don't want to give it too much credence, but does it make you feel as a boxing fan, especially you, Danny? I know how you feel about boxing. Is it hard to watch that type stuff because you don't know if it's like real or staged or what?
That's a tough call. I mean, it definitely brings the viewing aspect back in boxing. Now, are these classic fights where I could rewatch them and like break down round by round? No, absolutely not. I mean, are they staged? I can't say yes and I can't say no. But the excitement factor is definitely there. When you have one of the biggest, I guess, influencers in the past 10 to 15 years going up in the ring and fighting guys like Anderson Silva, and who was the other guy he fought?
Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, he fought
and
Woodley.
Ben Askren.
Yeah.
Askren. So he's
Nate
been
Robinson.
fighting names. Yeah, and Nate Robinson. So he's been fighting names. Like I said, the excitement factor is there because it's just the hype around it. The hype around it is still good, but the sport of boxing is itself, like, we're not going to see another era where it was like you had fights, even this is far back, like, besides the Tyson days or like the Holyfield days, like I'm talking like Hearns and Hagler type fights. You're not going to see that kind of
Leonard Hearns.
Yeah.
Trinidad De La Hoya. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not going to see even as bad in a sense Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao was. There's two legends of boxing going at it. The sport isn't completely dead. I still respect the sport. I still love it. I actually prefer watching a very high level boxing match over UFC, but it's not bad for the sport. I just think it's not as memorable in a sense.
Yeah, I just think it goes to like the old school, like wanting to see a guy lose. It's just, I'm like, I have a lot of respect for what he's doing. Happy for friends of ours like Anthony excelling in his craft around the situation, but like I just want to see something that, and I'm not saying this is what's going on, I just want to see it to the point where you can't go and people throw TikToks, hey, look at this punch, and slow it down, or even just Photoshop it. It's just like when you watch.
I feel like that's disrespectful to the sport.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. So
you know what I mean? Like this guy, even though he's not, he has an undefeated record. He's not a WBC fighter or a boxer, but he still put in the work, did everything he can to put himself out there to box these guys. You have to respect that. Yeah. But yeah, that's my take on it.
TikTok. Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, to wrap things up.
Yeah. So we'll wrap it up. Good luck to you guys this weekend. I'm probably gonna take the week off from betting. Sometimes you get tired of losing money. The NFL has not been good to me. UFC has.
Yep.
So I'll wait till next week when Izzy fights. But I just need a weekend off, take a break, and then we'll see, pick it back up next week. But I know when Sunday hits, my fingers won't allow me to not push DraftKings and
don't do it. Don't do it.
It's hard.
Ice the wrist. Don't use your
hard,
phone.
bro. For real.
Get your ice bucket, bro. Don't do it. But remember when I tell you this, Tom Brady will not lose. Tom Brady will not lose 4 in a row. It's not gonna happen.
Right.
Not gonna happen.
Right.
We'll see. We'll see.
ECSports.